Welcome to this edition of the Laurel FireWatch. I'm your host, Richard Blankenship. And today we're going to talk about smoke detectors as we usually do every month. We're going to have firefighter EMT Sheffield talk about that. We're going to interview one of our life members, Mike Cylinder, who's been around for a long time. We're going to find out a little history on him. But first we want to bring in Assistant Fire Chief Kevin Brown to talk about our new purchase. We just purchased a new 100-foot aerial ladder, and he's going to tell us a little bit about it. Kevin, come on in here. Can you give us a rundown about the new apparatus we just purchased?
Yeah, this new tower costs about $1.5 million, 100 feet aerial bucket. Some new things we have is ground ladders, more ground ladders in the old ladder truck. What the job of the ladder truck is forcible entry, search and rescue, ventilation, rescuing trapped occupants on upper floors. So we have some new capabilities with this one versus the older one. Quicker setup times, a little bit more bells and whistles on this one versus the old ladder truck. That's about it. I mean, it'll be about 2 or 3 weeks before you get it placed in service. You still got to do some more driver's training on it, so the new drivers can get a feel for it versus the old ladder truck. Tight streets, cone work. It's a little bit shorter than the old ladder truck. It's about 5-6 feet shorter. Smaller wheelbase, so you're able to turn it, in tight streets a little bit more effectively than the last one. Not as much of an overhang. So it definitely benefits us getting into smaller streets. Being that Laurel was growing, we need a smaller ladder truck per se to get in places where we normally couldn't get in with the old ladder truck.
And you said it's a little bit shorter, huh?
Yeah, it's a little bit shorter than the old one.
And you said we paid $1.5 million for this.
Yep.
Wow. I think when they purchased the other one, I think it was like 900,000 or something like that. So now this will last what, maybe 15, 20 years?
About 15, 20 years it should last us. We have a replacement plan, usually with special services. This is considered a special service. So with these kind of ladder trucks, it's about 10, 15, 20 years. The engines are about 10 years. You replace them.
I guess depending on the number of calls and how much it runs, I guess.
Yeah, normal wear and tear and number of calls it runs. And
now, how many hours of training would these guys do before they be able to start driving it or riding on it? Is it you have a set time on that, or you just have a program you follow to check them out?
There's a driver training program to check them out. They need to have be qualified to drive an engine for at least a year. After they do that, they got to get 100 miles normal drive time on a new ladder truck, which includes cone work, spotting buildings, positioning, all things that the tower should do, and the drivers need to be aware of the overrides and how it functions. Yeah. Then from that point on, we have them go with another driver to get their emergency runs in.
Right.
Once they get so many emergency runs in with another driver, they're blessed to drive by themselves on extra emergencies.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, you heard it live here from Assistant Chief Brown. Kevin, we thank you. I appreciate your time, sir. Thanks for coming. Always a pleasure dealing with you. And now we're going to talk about my favorite subject. We're going to talk about smoke alarms. Again, how important it is to have them. Again, like I said, I do a lot of inspections on dwellings. I'm still finding smoke detectors have been taken down or dead batteries. In Prince George's County a month ago, they had 3 people die in a house fire because they have a lack of a smoke alarm, and that's unacceptable. And today we're going to have firefighter EMT Dan Sheffield talk to you about the 10-year seal smoke alarm. Danny, come on in here and give us a rundown of what you got.
Richard, thank you so much for letting me speak with you and our viewers here this morning. What we're going to talk about is the 10-year smoke detector. It's new from the manufacturers. Prior to this smoke detectors, Richard, they had smoke detectors that used a 9-volt battery or a AA battery. Right. And you'd have to change them when you change your clocks. And our recommendation was change your smoke detector batteries when you change your clocks. But now manufacturers have come out with a 10-year sealed battery, which is this unit right here. And this is one of the brand new smoke detectors that was made available to us today. And I'm going to plug the battery in. You can see it's just a sealed unit, and it just plugs right in. It fits in one direction. Plug it in. When you get your smoke detectors and you replace them, and smoke detectors, Richard, as you know, should be replaced once every 10 years. Even these guys right here, these new ones, should be replaced every 10 years. if you have a smoke detector that's 120 volt that has a battery backup, or just a regular 120 volt smoke detector, that should also be replaced every 10 years. What they have is a detector inside that's picking up and looking through air particles. And when it detects that the signal's being blocked, then it alerts you as an alarm to let you know that there could be smoke in the area and you need to take some kind of action. Now the best thing on these right here, when they start going off, it's the same button is also a hush button. So you could push the button to hush it. To most of the time, smoke detectors, as you know, go off because of cooking. So people can wave the smoke away from it and clear it that way. But mainly, smoke detectors are put in place to give you notice that there's a dangerous smoke condition in the house and to give you time to get out. And once you get out, don't go back in. Call 911 from your neighbor's house or from your cell phone. It's also a good time to get an escape plan together with your family. If you have family members staying in different parts of your home, have a center place that you meet outside of the house so you can make sure that everyone's safe and everyone's accounted for. Call the fire department and let us come and see what's going on with it.
Now, a question for you. You said have an escape plan. How do we make up one of those, or how can they get somebody to show them how to do that?
You could draw a map of your home and then decide the best escape route. And you should always have at least 2 escape routes from each room. So if you have a bedroom, one escape route is going to be the door, and the other one might be a window. And then when you leave the home, you can go out to a tree or go out to a mailbox, someplace that's close to the house but yet far enough away so you can be safe, and then everyone can gather and be accounted for. Now, Richard, on these smoke detectors, the law requires that you have one on every floor of your home.
Yes.
And outside of every bedroom. And we also recommend that you have them inside the bedroom as well.
That's a new state law to have them inside the bedroom as well. And also, they teach now to hear the beep where you sleep. Make sure you can hear it and understand it, because we teach children and everybody sleep with the doors closed. So if you don't have one in your bedroom, you still need to be able to hear that and understand what that sound is. So they want to make sure that you can hear the beep where you sleep. That's the logo they come out with.
So here we are.
Okay. The other thing is that, and when you put them in the hallway near the bedrooms, you know, trying to get them at least 3 foot away from the kitchen area so they don't go off all the time. Now, 2 weeks ago, we just changed the clock, and it was told to change your battery when you change your clock. Now, if you didn't do that, you need to get that done, because having a dead battery is not like not having one at all. And they say a month and a half ago, so we had 3 people die in a house fire in Prince George's County because of a lack of smoke alarm, and that is unacceptable. Covering it up with aluminum foil or plastic bags, it's the same as not having one. You got to make sure that stuff is clear. Remember one thing about smoke alarms and residential sprinklers, that buys time, and then time buys life. So that's the whole reason to have these things is early activation, so you can get out of the house in enough time. Because once that fire starts, and remember, all fire starts small, and this little device right here probably costs you about $15 to $20, but it can save your life, and they do work, and they do save lives.
As soon as you get one of these new smoke alarms, or you change the battery on your smoke alarm at home, you should indicate the date on the battery, or write the date that you placed the unit in service on the side of the unit as well. And therefore, it will help you to remember when the unit needs replacing.
That's a good idea, yeah, because I know a lot of the apartment complexes that I inspect as a city inspector, they do that. So that way, when their budget time comes up and they need to purchase new smoke alarms, they have an idea of how many they're going to need to replace. But that's definitely a good idea to put that up there. So, and then you'll have an idea when you got to replace it.
Richard, if people need help with your smoke detector at home, give us a call down here at the fire department. We love these things. We know how to install them properly. We can make recommendations to you. If you have one, we'll help you install it. If you don't have one, can't afford one, give us a call. We'll bring one by your home.
And you also have access in the city of Laurel. You can contact the city fire marshal's office at 301-725-5300, and they can hook you up to the right extension, and we'll come out and give you a hand, but these guys are too busy. They do run a lot of calls sometimes, and they might not be available when you need somebody to come out, so also give us a call. We'll be able to help you as well. Dan, thanks for coming. I appreciate your time, sir.
Thank you, Richard.
And we enjoyed that. Thank you. And now we're here to talk with the interview with Mike Cylinder. Mike's been around for a long time. I think I only had a couple months in before he joined, and he is a life member, and we're going to get a little history on him and how he came where he is today. Mike, how long have you been in the department now?
This is year 47, as it is for you. So we both, like you're right, we both came in like a 3 months difference. We've probably seen it, done it all in the station, and of course with the community events and all. So we've, pretty much my mentor right here. So we've been done a lot of good things, and we just had like a little discussion about a dealership, but that's okay. I won't go into that.
I knew he was going to ask that question, then he get me in trouble. And like I said, we both got 47 years, and both of us, and you can definitely vouch for that as well. We've seen a lot of changes over the years.
Yes.
With our membership and our apparatus, how that's changed. I remember when I first got in, we bought 2 brand new pumpers, and we paid $140,000 for both pumpers. And now a new pumper today will cost you in excess of $650,000. And then we heard earlier from Kevin Brown that a ladder truck costs you $1.5 million. That's a lot of moolah. But Grape, over your years, and first of all, Grape, I call you Grape because that's all I've ever known you to do. How did you get that name, Grape?
I finally found out from Ronnie Ricks at a function, and I'd heard different stories over the years, like we did this, did that, did this, did this. He said that when I was a junior, I'd always go down to Sly's and get grape soda. They had a little quarter machine or a dime machine, whatever it was. And between grape soda and grape Pop Rocks, he said that eventually you're going to end up turning into a grape. And there it was. So
that's one thing about the fire service here. We do get many names. Some of them are we can't say on the thing, but one thing about the fire service here, at least at Laurel Fire Department, it's a big family thing, and we have a lot of fun here, and we do a lot of family things together. And one of the things we are going to start next month is we're going to do a series of families, how family members did join this department. We got some people that are members here that their grandfather and great-grandfather helped organize this department, and we're going to talk with them and get a little history on them as well. Now, Grape, you've held a number of positions here, correct?
Yes, sir.
Well, like what?
On the administrative side, president, vice president, secretary. I'm serving as recording secretary this year. I just got done a couple of years as a member of the board of trustees. On the operations side, I was captain, lieutenant, and sergeant. And out of all of them, I would say probably sergeant was the best one, because when you're an operations officer on the lower part of the pole, everything flows right down to the sergeants. So you can either make a name for yourself or get called to the chief's office and get yelled at. But all the spots I've had have been very rewarding. I've got to meet a lot of interesting people. I'm always out in the community doing things and talking to folks and dropping off things to different businesses and the senior centers and all that kind of good stuff. So it's I'm always on the go. 47 years of me, that's a long time.
Now you, and I guess it was a year or so ago, a couple years ago, you were named Firefighter of the Year.
Yes.
Yes, and that's an honor for this department. We both have received that, and it is a great honor to receive that award.
Yeah, it's it wouldn't expect this. As a matter of fact, the day before I had an accident at home where I popped up, dislocated my shoulder, broken nose, did something else. So when I came into the center the next night, I looked like I just got beaten up, taped up, strapped up, and But when Vic and Pop came by, you gotta go, you gotta go, you gotta go. I'm like, man, I don't want to, but I'll show up.
Well, so. You probably done something that most of us haven't done. I worked in the fire service for 35 years as a career firefighter, and we assist ladies and women at having children. You had the opportunity to assist with your own daughter's delivery. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And that was a big deal for you?
April 9th, let's see, I get in trouble for this, 95, 8:32 in the morning, it was a Sunday morning. We were doing our normal, let's go get breakfast type of thing. Barbara goes, no, we need to call the ambulance. And I'm like, what do you mean? And of course, then she started the crown. I'm trying to find the first aid book and get everything lined up. Couldn't find a doctor's number. Called 911 for Howard County. The lady's name was, I think, Charlotte Brown, I think was the dispatcher's name. And she's like, Mr. Sellner, basically it's John Wayne time, you're on your own, but they're coming. It's like they took forever to get there. But, of course, delivery came Was no problems at all. Yeah, it was great. When they had come in, they asked if I wanted to cut the cord. I'm like, dude, you really want to give me a knife? But no, but Shannon, she turns 21 next month. Just came back from Cancun last night, so we're up late listening to all those stories. Oh my God.
And she just graduated from college too, didn't she?
She just got her A degree from Howard
That's good.
in criminal
That's good.
justice, and she's in Maryland now for a couple of years, going to get her bachelor's, and then we'll take it from there, see what happens.
Good, good, good.
And then of course Alan's doing good too.
Good.
Can't get my son.
I'm surprised he never joined the fire department. I guess he's just too busy.
Well, he's contemplated getting into law enforcement, and he works for the state as he's one of their building security officers for the state capitol in Annapolis, plus some of the other buildings on the complex as well. And he's doing pretty good. But all in all, they're good kids. Couldn't ask for two better
No, I'm
kids to
absolutely
have.
mine are the same way.
Yeah.
I mean, my son, he couldn't wait to get in the fire department. I gave him an application when he was 16 years old, and I think he filled it out when he was 21. And then he looked at me one day and he says, Dad, I wish I'd have done this a long time ago. But he was playing sports and he was women and everything else. So, but now he is a career firefighter with Howard County as well.
Yes.
But over the years, I've known Mike, like I said, for a long, long time, and we've had some good times here. And when he was an officer under me, and Mike, I don't know if I ever said thank you for all the stuff you did for me, because you sure did do a lot for me.
Some things you didn't know about until I just gave it to you. Chief signees.
He's the kind of guy to come on and say, hey, man, I just got you $100 for some new smoke detectors from this insurance company. By the way, you sent a letter to this company congratulating their member on the career or for the firefighter of the year or rescue person of the year. He was always doing things for me in the background that I didn't think about a lot of times, and sure did give me a lot of support, and I really do appreciate that.
Thank you.
And
appreciate
like
that.
I said, we've had some good history together. We always talk and stuff like that, and it's just a pleasure knowing you and being part of your career here in the fire department here. So I thank you for coming out today and taking time out of your schedule to at least let the citizens know, what they got. And when some of these people see you driving the city bus, they're going to say, hey, I seen you on the cable show.
Yeah, that'll probably happen. I told a lot of them, so I'm going to be on TV Sunday. Where at? Laurel Cable. Okay, I'll look for you.
But we'd like to have you back down the road somewhere and
Very cool.
talk some more history. Academy Ford and some of them other places.
I'll see if I can get Walter up here, my brother up here,
Yeah,
too.
and there's another young man that's a great guy, good fireman. He just got, he's trying to get his own business established and took some time away from him here. But his son-in-law is a member here and doing a fantastic job as well.
Yes, he is.
So again, Mike, thanks for coming. I appreciate your time, sir.
All right,
Thank
no
you.
problem.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, now we want to do our safety tip for the day. Now the seasons are starting to change. It'd be time to get out there and mow your lawns and stuff like that. Just a little background that the city requires that anything over 8 inches needs to be cut. If you fail to maintain your yard, the city will have somebody come out and cut it for you, and that's not the thing you want to have done. So try to keep your grass below 8 inches. And before you start cutting grass or using any of your lawn equipment, make sure you check it, clean it, and make sure the blades are tight and anything you need for safety. Read up on the manufacturer's recommendation when you use your equipment to make sure you're safe and keep your family safe. The other thing is, the officers and members of the Laurel Volunteer Fire Department like to offer condolences to the Prince George County police officer who lost his life in the line of duty. May he rest in peace. In our closing remarks today, we would like to dedicate this show today to one of our own life members, Barry Sachs. Barry was a 58-year-old guy, lost his battle with cancer, and he will surely be missed in this department. And Barry, please, buddy, rest in peace, and we miss you. All right, and like I said, next month program, we're going to have our Katie Staub will be back. She was sick this weekend, so unfortunately she's not here today. We're going to have a kids corner. She's going to talk about some safety tips for children, and also we're going to talk about family members, how they got involved in the fire service, and then we're going to do a little series on that over the next couple months. So again, I thank you for watching our show, and we will see you next month on the Laurel FireWatch.